don't get killed. It's funny that you come in here at the very same time that Damon's computer is having like the most technically difficult issues that it could ever have. You know what I'm saying? But how are you? You at work right now?
I am.
Yeah.
Recruiting. Yeah, we have late hours. Yeah.
So it's normal work for you, or you kind of like skipping out on your duties right now?
No. So we normally get off about 6, but I'm an LPO, so I generally get out of here by 6:37.
That's what I like to hear. LPO, last person off. You know, it come with the territory. She said, "Hey, we normally get off at such and such, but I'm an LPO. Like, so this is the time that I just leave late. You know what I'm saying? What's all that? That's all your stuff in the background? That's a lot of stuff back there.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to make myself look really cool for all the recruits. And
that's like a MCPON. That's like MCPON office status right there. So, hey,
nice.
Well, Damon just popped in, right? Hey, Damon, you good? Can we hear you?
Yep, I'm good now, man. I don't know what happened. Time she popped in, I popped out, man. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, it couldn't take the three of us, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So, but who are we talking to right now?
So I'm NC1 Erica Martinez. Currently at Intag Red River. I've been recruiting for about 6 years or so.
Mm-hmm. And you reached out to us because we ask a lot of questions, a lot of episodes, and we sometimes don't ever get the answer or know the answer. But you happen to have the exact answer that we wanted to know, and we wanted to talk to a recruiter, right? So at some point, you was like, "Hey, I got that answer, dumbasses. You know, I could just provide you that damn answer. How come y'all never just reached out to me?" And I'm like, "Well, let's talk to you, you know." And then like a lot of life happened. Like I think we were supposed to talk to you like February or something crazy, but so much happened, you know. So, but it's good to finally have you here and be able to talk to you. And the question was Damon's question, and I hope he remembered the question. What was your question, Damon?
Man, I don't remember the question. It was about. It was about. Oh no, the question was about DMAP, wasn't it?
Yep.
Was it DPEP?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was.
DPEP.
I was asking. Oh man, what was the What was I asking about?
You might as well just let NC1 rock, man. She
but hold up. I had a question about it. I'm trying to think. Give me a second, man. Give me a second.
We got listeners, so I gotta do something while the listeners listening, man. Because I don't.
So I'm assuming. No, go ahead, NC1. I think of it as you go, as you go through it.
No, you're good. Yeah. So you guys were wondering about the DPEP program.
Yep.
So it's the Direct Procurement Enlistment Program. And basically what it is we use civilian experience and sometimes prior service experience to bring a person interested in the military in as a higher rank.
Nice.
So some good cases. I've done 2 myself. So it works for non-prior service and it also works for prior service. I've only done it as a prior service. I've never seen it done as non-prior service, but I have heard of it being done. And so I had a sailor who got out as a CM3. He was out for a while. He stayed in the same field. And he was a foreman, so he did some supervisory experience. And he was trying to come back into the Navy, but he had 1 extra dependent, which made him unqualified for that particular rank.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we took all his CB stuff and we took all the stuff that he had done as a foreman and his civilian job. We wrapped it all together. We sent it into a package. I had resumes. You have to have 3 references on DD Form 370s. We took all that. We sent it up to the ECM and they actually approved him for E5. So not only did he come in after he'd been out for a while, but he also got promoted.
Nice.
So he actually ended up coming in a higher rank. So it's definitely an underutilized program. Not a lot of active duty recruiters use it just because it is very complex. It takes a lot of time, and recruiting is very go.
Is it like a maximum window of time that you need to be out of service to be like eligible for it, or can you just?
So you do have to be out for 2 years if you're trying to like come back in. So basically what they don't want to do is the Navy doesn't want to waste money training somebody. They get out and be like, oh, I don't like my rate, so I'm going to just come back in as another one because I have experience on X, Y, and Z. So you do have to be out for 2 years to be able to use the program.
Okay.
And then, so I had no
I'm
Oh, go
listening
ahead,
to
go
you.
ahead, go ahead.
No, you got it, Dame.
So I didn't know anything about this program or anything. And this sailor was talking to me, one of my previous sailors that worked for me, and they brought it up and said they coming back into the Navy. And he's coming back in as a first class. And I'm like, first class? Like, what type of program is that? So they have a master's degree and they coming in as an IS, right? In the rate. And I was like, I was questioning the shit out of it because I think they got out as like a fireman, So I was questioning it. So I'm glad you is that something that can happen though? They can come back in as a first class?
It is. Yes. So to be an IS, that's pretty dope because that's not an easy rate to even like qualify for, let alone come in as an E6 when you've been out for a minute.
Yes.
So we actually have like a chart that we use that specifically says like what the requirements are for the certain rank. So like for E6, he has to have 7 years experience and 4 of those years has to be supervisory. So he must have been like either working for, a 3-letter agency or a contractor or something like that. And he also has equivalent of that college. So all those things wrapped in together, he probably just had enough to be able to squeeze through. We don't see very many E6s get approved.
Yeah. No, okay. That's good though. I mean, go ahead.
Are you seeing a spike in like people wanting to join the Navy since the Top Gun 2 trailer came out?
Not yet. We're hoping.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all probably gotta have like meetings about that one. Like, hey, they gonna be coming.
I'm about to take all my future sailors to go see the movie. Like, hey, I need some referrals. Let's go. Like, y'all should be motivated.
How are y'all doing right now? How are we doing? Are we bringing a lot of people in right now over where you are?
So there's a lot of change going on in recruiting right now. So medically, we are using what's called the HIE. I think it stands for like Health Inter-Exchange or something like that. So basically, they used to not be able to pull medical records at MEPS. They now have access to about 80% of your medical record. So they will look into your full past. Which means that it's more of a complex process. Just because some people will come in here and they won't tell us everything and we won't know anything. And then they get hit at boot camp for like asthma or something, something that we didn't even know about. And then that goal cycles back to us.
Is that like mental health, more kind of like focused on like mental health things?
I'm not 100% sure. We literally just started it about a month ago.
Okay.
So there's been consistent changes from MEPCOM, just on like what's considered a simple pre-screen, what's a complex, what kind of documents do you need. So it's been really chaotic for DoD. So this is DoD wide.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as like so we've definitely seen our numbers go down on who's actually getting in right now. But it's just a learning curve in all reality. It's just going to take us a little bit longer to get people in. And people are going to have to finally be truthful. So
yeah.
I mean, so you saying if they taking for example, they taking a certain type of medication, is it a certain time frame they supposed to be off that medication to come into the Navy?
Yeah. Okay. So it depends on the type of medication. A lot of times it's like 2 years. As long as you've been off the medication for 2 years, you should be good. Inhaler use, it's usually like 5 years. You can't have had any kind of asthmatic type of things in the last 5 years. So it just depends on what it is. So the DoD, they go off of the DoD 6130. Mm-hmm. So this giant manual is basically what MEPS uses to disqualify people. So once they're disqualified on a DoD level, then it gets routed to the branch level. So every branch has their own medical doctors that will look at things and say yay or nay. But that's also subjective, just depending on who the MEPS or who so we go through N33. So, sometimes you may have a good N33 that, will let a little bit more stuff in, and some of them will just be like, nope, on everything. Mm-hmm. So, yep. It all just depends.
So it's a lot of contingency. Okay, well, look, I know that you probably trying to get out of the office and get home. I do want to apologize in advance because I think before we got you on, I said your name was NC1 Man. And I said
Man is fine. That's my maiden name. Okay. I go by both.
Okay.
I got one more question.
Did you make board?
I did.
Nice. Good luck. Got
Fourth
that
time up. If I don't make it on this one, I don't know.
Good luck. I think
Thank
Damon said he got another question for you.
I got one more question. So my son joined the Navy, right? So he's in boot camp right now to be an IT. But his rating he's supposed to be was a CTN, right? So he goes to MEPS and comes out of MEPS as an IT. Now, my gripe is this. Yes, he's a grown man. Yes, he's 18. But I feel like I could have, if I would have been there, he wouldn't have came out there as an IT. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like something should have been said to the parents or something that hey, we changing your kid's rating right now to be something else. That's not what we agreed with in the beginning. So I wanted to make sure I get that out there because he's supposed to be in a CTN, not even going on a ship at all, period. But now he's in IT. So I just want to put that out there. I'm a little upset about how that change happened. Yeah. You know, how he's going.
I don't know if that was a question, but right. I can't kind of explain. So you also have to keep in mind that, yes, you can say that you want X, Y, and Z, but also keep in mind that the Navy has pipelines, and just like in the fleet, we all have manning. So it may, and we compete on a national basis. All of the people going up to MEPS. So it all just depends on what the pipeline of that rate is. So if it's not available, it's because that pipeline is already filled.
So you have to wait.
It's really up to, that's where it comes in with that report with the recruiter of, making sure that, if you're stuck on one particular thing, then it needs to be discussed beforehand. There needs to be a plan. Like at the end of the day, like our job is to meet the Navy's needs.
Yes.
So regardless if that's a CTN or an IT or a Seaman Pack, whatever it is, like, we have to also make sure that we're doing our job and making the needs of the Navy.
So the first part of that was me being an angry dad. The second part of it is like, should we be more involved as parents when they go in there into MEPS and they decision making in there?
So we deal with a lot of 18-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And the way that I look at it, like, so my wife is also in the Navy. Mm-hmm. She changed her rate 3 different times. She was a Seaman Pack, and then she was a SH, and now she's an NC. I've changed my rate twice. I was a CS and now I'm an NC. So the way that I look at it is, regardless of what you think you want to do, what are your ultimate goals? What are you using the Navy for? Are you using it for education? Are you using it for, experience? What is the core reason why you're joining the Navy? Because just because he's an IT doesn't mean that he'll never be able to be a CTN.
That's true.
But can he still meet his goals as an IT that he still wanted to meet as a CTN?
Well, he has no problem with what he's doing right now. I think it's just me though, really, but I just want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want to know more about what's going on. And, that's part of, so after they dep into the program, we do a 72-hour indoctrination. Mm-hmm. And what that's meant for is for us to get, all snazzy in our dress uniforms and go actually have a meeting with the parents and the family and the future sailor to explain, like, hey, this is what you are, this is your job. This is what you're going to be doing. This is your ship date. This is what's expected of you as a future sailor. And it's also a moment where the parents can ask those questions, like, hey, I have a question on this. How does this work? How is boot camp going to work? Am I going to be able to talk to my son all day, every day at boot camp? Those types of things. And we're kind of able to lay it out. So that way the parents feel more comfortable and they're not, completely blindsided on what's going on.
Yeah.
So
most definitely.
We try to make sure that everything is as transparent as possible.
I'm only thinking that it's like the active duty senior chief dads that want to know all this shit.
Oh man, you'd be surprised. Yeah. So no matter what rank you are, you do not pull rank at MEPS. Like,
I know, right?
You just can't.
That's true.
They're like, I want my son to be this, and I'm like, that's not how it works. He's colorblind. I can't make it an IT. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I mean, we work as much as we can, but at the end of the day, like, we can only do so much. We're not magicians.
Yeah, most definitely.
So,
And the guys here did a great job. So they did good.
And I want to thank you for everything you do. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for everything y'all do, recruiters. We got a little bone to pick with some recruiters, but we're not going to pick it with you.
oh shoot, I had a crappy recruiter.
Yeah, so we got a little bone to pick. But
yeah, no, and that's usual. Like I even on DGuts, like he says a lot of stuff about recruiters too, and I'm just like, man, y'all don't know what it's like out here. Like, come to the field for a year, and you be like, can you take me back to sleep, please?
Yeah, I kind of want.
like,
want to.
It's rough.
Yeah, I definitely want to. But
I think both of you guys would be successful out here, though.
Thank you. Would you recommend this is a selfish question. Would you ever recommend our podcast to like somebody that wants to be in the Navy?
Absolutely. I think that, so what's funny is, I just listened to the podcast with, was it Amy?
Ann Guyman?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually the one that messaged her about glass.
Oh yeah? That's crazy.
Right. So I was like, hey, it's her. I was like, oh shoot. But yeah, the thing that I like most about your guys' podcast is that you're not super like Navy.
Uh-huh.
And so it allows people to see that outside of our uniforms that we don't sleep in these and that we're actual people. Because you'd be surprised on how many civilians, like, they just think we're robots. They don't even think we have lives or like, that we literally are in uniform 24/7. So it's nice to have that breather for sure.
Thank you. And I appreciate we appreciate your support. I know you have supported us. And I appreciate you being able to sit down with us right now today. And thank you for all you do. And good luck. Good luck this year. And that's all I have. I know Damon probably gonna say some stuff. Well, I wish we could talk to you longer. Hopefully we do. But good luck this year and whatever Damon got.
Yeah, in the same way, thank you for being on the pod. We most definitely gonna be looking for your name on the list that's coming up. But yeah, make sure anything that you want to talk about or you think we ain't talking about or whatever, you talk to somebody else or whatever the case would be, hit us up hit us up any kind of way. Man, we'll talk about that stuff. Make sure you sharing it and talking, man. It's great, man. We love getting on here talking about everything. That's why we permission to speak freely. So we don't cage ourselves in. So make sure anybody want to talk about anything, we're ready to talk. And thank you again.
Well, I appreciate it.
Thanks, NC1.
No problem. You guys have a good night.